Programming is one of the most in-demand skills in the modern world. Almost every business will have some dependence on technology, which means that many of the interactions we have with the world around us will involve some sort of software. Learning how to code can change your life. It definitely changed mine. So let's go over some of the best websites out there to teach yourself to be an incredible software engineer. It would be a huge oversight for me to not include Codecademy in this list. This is where I started learning to code myself back in 2015. It has a great selection of courses to learn different programming languages, as well as deeper dives into topics like data science, cybersecurity, and web design. You can learn practically by solving problems and progressing once you've found the solution. And it has a good community of learners that you can interact with when you're stuck or when you just want to chat about tech. Codecademy even has career paths that teach you the skills you'd need to know to get a specific job, like an iOS developer or a full stack engineer. However, most of the courses are paid, or free ones tend to be less detailed or for older technologies like Python 2. But it's still a good way to try out coding and see if you like it. Moving on, the next site on the list is Codecademy. Codecademy is a resource for more than just programming, but they have a good selection of computer programming courses. Everything on the website is completely free. They make their money through donations and sponsorships. Codecademy's actual programming courses are predominantly front-end based and focus on JavaScript, HTML, and CSS. Unlike Codecademy, you don't have lessons on specific frameworks like React, so if you wanted to learn those, you would have to look elsewhere. If you've ever been on YouTube, you've probably heard of Skillshare. Unlike the previous examples, on Skillshare, anyone can become a teacher, and there are loads of courses on everything from cooking to weeding gardens. There are many programming courses on there, from beginner language learning to highly specific framework tutorials. There are also some more out there courses, like Python for Maya, that you won't find anywhere else. Again, Skillshare is paid, but it's a single subscription to access courses on just about any skill you can think of, which makes it worth it in my books. And one of the nice things about it is because you have access to so many courses, you get to try lots of programming languages to see which fits you best. The downside of Skillshare is that it's non-interactive and you're learning through videos, so you have to put more effort into practicing in your own time. Speaking of videos, if this one's been useful to you so far, why not subscribe so you don't miss anything I make in the future? Similarly to Skillshare, we have Coursera and Udemy. I've put these in the same group because they're both very similar. They're course marketplaces. Like Skillshare, anyone can become a teacher, but you have to buy courses individually, and these can range from $5 to $5,000. Often, the courses on Coursera or Udemy will be a higher quality than Skillshare, but you're paying the price for it. Again though, they're mostly video learning, so there is more real-world effort required. Next, we have Fireship.io. If you haven't heard of him, Fireship, or Jeff Delaney, is a very good programming YouTuber with a focus on front-end development. On his website, Fireship.io, there are lots of courses on specific frameworks like React or Svelte, as well as data modeling, app development, and even a course on Git. The website focuses on project-based learning, so you have something to take away. But again, it is video learning predominantly, with some extra resources for each video. Since Fireship is run by one person, there aren't as many courses as you'll find on Coursera, Udemy, or Skillshare. Also, to access the courses, you'll need a pro subscription, but you can buy them individually if you like, and they are very reasonably priced if you don't need access to all of them. Finally, we have my absolute personal favorite website for learning to program. This is Exercism.org. It's completely free and community driven rather than being owned by a central organization. What's nice is Exercism is completely not for profit, so there is a massive focus on the community. At the time of writing, there are 67 different languages you can learn on Exercism, and this includes brand new languages like Zig and V. You also get to learn practically like Codecademy and receive instant feedback on your code, and you get a more in-depth analysis than just a pass or a fail. But my absolute favorite part about Exercism is you can get a community mentor to review your code and tell you how it could improve. You can either have them complete a code review, or you can ask questions on your code snippets that someone can answer for you. This is quite similar to how it would be in an actual job with code reviews, and you can get tips from an actual human, which can accelerate your learning at a massive rate. Another nice thing about Exercism is they have an in-browser editor that you can use to work in, or they have a very nice CLI tool that you can use to submit your exercises, which means you can use your favorite editor and work in that. So there are so many good options. So where do I start? Well, personally, I recommend Exercism. It's nicely structured, free, and gives you the massive benefit of a human mentor. If you want something more framework specific, I'd probably recommend Codecademy or Fireship depending on your learning style. Or Skillshare is also quite good if you want stuff that you won't find anywhere else. I hope this has been really helpful for you and that you go out there and learn to become the best software engineer I have ever seen. But once you've learned a programming language, you might want to learn how to use a database so that you can build larger scale applications. And this here is a video on why you should learn SQL to make your code base more performant and your database interactions so much better.